The splash pads are empty. The pontoons are put away and covered. The kayaks are on their racks. I don't see anybody around. Let's go fishing. Good morning, everybody. Yes, it is early. I'm going to show you today how you can beat the holiday traffic and get to your fishing spot and catch some fish before the lake gets too busy. I'm headed to what I consider kind of a local lake, anything within an hour of my house. And we don't have that long of a drive. Sun doesn't come up until 5:30 a.m. But we're going to get there early so that we can get a spot at the landing. We can get on the lake and catch some fish, and I think we're going to make somebody pretty happy when we get done fishing, because there's going to be an extra spot at the landing about mid-morning. So let's get to our drive, let's get to the landing early, and let's get on the lake before everybody else. All right, so mission accomplished, everybody. We got our spot at the landing. The sky is just starting to get light. We made it. On a holiday weekend, we're gonna get out there, we're gonna get some fish, and we're gonna get off the lake before it gets too busy. Let's go fishing. Morning, everybody. Early on this holiday weekend. We're gonna see if we can sneak a couple of fish in before everybody gets up. Just a beautiful morning. Hopefully we'll have some grainy footage of bass. I'm at what I consider a local lake. Anything within an hour of my house is kind of a local lake. And I'm not sure that I even came out last year to this lake, but it's been good in the past. It's so fun to be here early, seeing the sky start to glow, listening to the frogs. Super peaceful. The thing about a kayak is too, you can't get to your spots as fast. So I'm gonna fish this area really quick and then get to some prime spots and be there right at sunup. There we go. Fish on. There's our first bass of the day. Just after 5 o'clock a.m. Giving us a clue that there's some around. Let's go, another frog bass. Birds are up, the frogs are up. Small bass was up. How about the big guys? Got any big bass that are up yet? I don't know if the GoPro does justice to the sky, but it is absolutely beautiful. Got the steam coming off the lake. Wow. So my theory sometimes on these pressured lakes is that they're pressured at certain times. You know, probably prime time at night, and a little later in the morning you'll see some more boats out. But like at this time, they're not very pressured. So I'm wondering, is there a certain fish that maybe adapts to when it's busy and feeds when it's not so busy, or when they're not being bothered? So we'll see. We'll see if we can get some big ones. Might be worth throwing a buzz bait through here too. Just kind of covering some ground, seeing if there's any reaction strikes to be had. Wouldn't that be fun to get a nice buzz bait bite going? been a couple of years since I've had a good buzzbait bite. Alright, so we're looking at, I think it's a Booyah buzzbait with just a 3.8-inch tail on it. I took the skirt off. I've always had best luck without the skirts on them. Ooh. Not an explosion, but something grabbed it. Grabbed the tail maybe. There we go. Alright. Maybe this is the guy who came back for it. Alright, little chunker. There we go, getting a little more round there. Okay, fun to get a buzzbait bass. It's been a while. I did get a couple of nice ones last year. But there was a year where the buzzbait was the thing. So what happens on a year when you catch a lot of buzzbait fish? You got a tackle box full of buzzbaits. Alright, let's give chatterbait a try here. See if we can run it right on the kind of edge of the lily pads. And there we go. All right, getting tougher to hoist in. Another chunk. Boy, they're round on this lake. That's always a good sign. All right, 3 bass, and we caught them 3 different ways. We got them on a frog, we got them on a buzzbait, and now we got them on a chatterbait. No pattern established yet. There we go. I know they're small, but geez, every time they just... That is fun. And there we go. There's the sun. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, mid-morning for us because we got out here early. 6:44 a.m. Got the lake to ourselves. Beautiful morning. Had some fish come to the boat. We haven't found the size that we're looking for yet. We fished mainly the northern half of the lake. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run a jig in deeper water on this edge here that we've already gone through with the frog. See if we can pull out any big ones. Stop at another favorite spot, and then we're gonna go south and we're gonna see if we can find the big ones south of the lake. Let's get them. There we go. It's a bigger fish, whatever it is. Oh, a northern. We're gonna lose our jig. There we go. Ah, that's a nice chunky northern. All right, nice chunky northern. Nice to feel something a little bigger pulling on the line. Oh, there's a big one. Well, there we go. Here by that little patch of lily pads. Just kind of let it sit for a second. And voila. We've got ourselves a fish. There's a nice bass. All right. I appreciate him hooking himself. All right, let's measure this big guy. Just about touching 18 3/4. That's what we're looking for today. All right, our trusty Booyah Pad Crasher does it again. Guess the key is to look away. There he goes. Coming over to a new shore. Catching some fish. All right, jig. Get to work. 4-pounder coming here. One more, and then we gotta figure something else out. They're just not really in the lily pads today. Guess I should try a couple of casts with my frog here. Frog is what got us our biggest fish. Let's do that. A couple of casts with the frog, and then we'll figure out our next plan of action. Got probably another hour left on the lake. There we go. Ooh, that's not really a swinger inner, but we'll swing them in. All right. Nice fish. Picked it right off the lily pads. Guess they are still biting a frog. All right. I will say the lily pads are a little more spread out over here. And that guy just launched himself at the frog. Switched over to a green pumpkin jig. You know, I talk about kind of learning how to fish a jig, but really the only color I use is black and blue. So let's try something new, as things have gotten a little bit slow. And we really haven't done anything on the jig today, just the northern. There we go. We have ourselves a green pumpkin jig bass. I like the sound of that line when you set the hook. Maybe we'll find something on this side. Nice fat guy. Good fish. All right. Seeing if we can get something going. Got about 45 minutes left of fishing. That guy picked it off on top of a lily pad. It's just bumping it over a lily pad. Action on the jig. All right, last stretch, fisher with the frog. Frog's been about the most consistent lure today. There we go. Another frog bass. It is nice to feel some fish pulling on the line on a day when I wasn't going to go out. I don't really like the busier times on the lake, but you know what? When you get here early enough, you can definitely find some fish. I'm going to fish this stretch on the way in. If I get something, I'll show you. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. All right, we got one more on the way in. Nice one. Probably our second biggest of the day. Nice 16 or 17 incher there.